Welcome to the Totally Honest Cooking Show. My name is Mark. Today we're making dark chocolate sea salt popcorn, which is just as easy as it sounds, apparently. I googled around, I looked at a bunch of recipes, but the end result is this. You take the dark chocolate, you take the sea salt, you put it on the popcorn, right? So I'm going to start by measuring out a cup of dark chocolate. What are these? Wafers. Throwing them in my double boiler with reckless abandon. Got our spatula to monitor this with. And that's melting pretty good right away. The double boiler, by the way, is just over water with a little medium heat. Nothing crazy. In the Dutch oven, we're taking, we'll say, 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil. You can use any neutral flavored oil. We're making our popcorn. I'm going to make a double batch of popcorn because my thought was if I'm going to do this, I might as well make a lot of it and enjoy myself. Treat yourself. And that way, if I mess up, it's funnier. Frankly, I believe in being brave in the kitchen and trying things, but I also believe in laughing at yourself and your mistakes. Oh yeah, that's coming along. That's almost melted, in fact. We probably should have started the popcorn sooner. Just gonna throw that in there with reckless abandon. Now, some people do the whole heat it up, let the oil heat thing, and then they do test kernels. I just pour it all in at once. You know what? Since we're waiting, and since that looks like a lot of popcorn is going to be made, I'm going to say let's add some more. Executive decision, right? What's in here? This is 10 ounces. You know what? Let's just use the whole thing. I like chocolate, what can I say? And she started popping over here. We're gonna shake her a little bit. I don't know if that does anything, but we're gonna encourage it. Popcorn is one of those things that I love. And I've never made the chocolate popcorn myself before, but there's really no reason not to, right? Why do I gotta keep paying Angie? She's talented, but I can just do it myself. Okay. I think she's done popping. Oh, no she's not. That's okay. And she looks perfect, as we knew she would. There's a little uncooked in there, but I didn't want to overcook. So here we are. Now, ideally, you want to spread this out as much as you can, I think. But I'm just gonna go in there. Again, this is the first time I've done this, so we're in what's the worst that can happen mode. And we're just gonna pour. Now, once we finish pouring, my thought is, let's mix it around a little bit, right? So, there are a couple ways we could probably do this. Let's get in there with our largest wooden spoon. And we're just stirring, letting things mix around. And we got this big old puddle of chocolate, right? So just might as well mix it around, get that chocolate all over that popcorn. Now while it's still hot, we're gonna take our sea salt grinder, give it a blast, and we're gonna stir a little bit more. Don't worry about the mess we're making on the counter. We can get that later. Try to get some of these more sparsely coated ones toward the middle, where the chocolate lives. And there we go. Chocolate sea salt popcorn at home. We're still chasing the white whale that is peanut butter chocolate popcorn. Today we're trying it with dark chocolate melting discs and Reese's peanut butter chips. We had been trying it with dark chocolate melting discs and natural peanut butter. So we're using 5 ounces of the dark chocolate melting discs and 2 ounces of the peanut butter chips. So we're gonna start by making our popcorn by the manufacturer's advice and then melting down our chips. So let's go. Once your popcorn is done, you're going to pour it off onto your parchment lined baking sheet. You'll notice by making the actual recommended amount of popcorn, we have far fewer random unpopped kernels, which is good. You can get closer to the right amount with a double batch, but it's just easier this way. Our chocolate is almost done. I'm feeling good about this one just because the peanut butter chips are a little bit more resistant to melting. So I'm hoping that that means that they will firm up a little bit more than the peanut butter did. We'll see in a minute. And we're just gonna pour it over the top like we did with the chocolate. If you miss a spot, don't be afraid. Because we're gonna end up mixing it around anyway. Okay, now we stir around. If you let it solidify, that the stuff on the bottom of the parchment paper will firm up and you can pull it off as little snacks for the chef. At least that's my recommendation. I guess you could feed it to your loved ones, but and we're just mixing around in kind of a circular motion so that we get the stuff on the edges. Now once everybody's coated in chocolate, we're going to go ahead and start salting and mixing so that we get that sea salt in there. I'm just going for coverage, so that's what my recommendation to you is. There is no specific way to do this as far as I can tell, other than to try to cover everything. both with chocolate and with the sea salt. And hopefully those 2 ounces of peanut butter chips will be the secret that I am looking for. Okay. 1 more dose of salt. Okay. The problem with the peanut butter was that it stayed too sticky. I'm hoping that the chips will avoid this and that everything will solidify a little bit. We'll be back in about half an hour to check on it. Maybe an hour. We'll see how it goes. Okay, it's been about a half an hour and the popcorn is starting to firm up. We're getting closer this time. I feel like there's still too much peanut butter, but it's a little less sticky than it was when I was just using natural peanut butter. So we're making progress. I'm still going to fiddle with this recipe a little bit, but I think that this is a good mix. Give it a try. Let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, click the little bell, and I'll see you next Wednesday.